Hey guys, we're back to another video. Here we're talking about my final spring forecast thoughts number 2 in today's video. Um, I changed a few things in my thumbnail since the last winter thoughts video. As you see here, a lot of the same stuff is still on here, just a few differences. The cold area looks like it's going to be more, more west, northwest. So I kind of moved that area because it was actually a little more south or southeast. I moved it because it's not looking as cold around this area. You'll see later in the video what I'm talking about. That's why I put cold around this area. I've changed a little bit of my above average area. This area is showing very or above average. You'll see later in the video. I'm showing this area will be the most above average for most of spring, but I'll talk about it later toward the video. And then big severe weather outbreaks. This is where I plan on the big severe weather outbreaks occurring a little more north than I was first expecting it. I still expect it to be in this area with the above average precipitation. I'll talk about it later in the video whenever we look at models and everything for my thoughts. And then I moved the very dry a little more north here, as you see, because it's showing to me a little more dry. And we'll talk about it later in the video. So, first off, before we get into the video, this is spring. This is when spring starts. Spring, March 20th, going until Sunday, June 20th. If you wonder why I'm going to be looking through April through June, it's because spring ends on June 20th. So I will be looking at June 2. It says spring 2021 in the Northern Hemisphere, and we're in Northern Hemisphere. Sorry about that. Okay, let's get into the models here. We're not able to look at March anymore, but we are able to look at April here, and we're seeing above average temperatures for most of the U.S. here, mostly an above average for most of April, especially up toward this area, with the above average temperatures, or cold fronts could come through at times. As I might make another video I might make another video on it. I don't know for sure, but it looks like we're gonna see some setups of cold air coming through, bringing possibly severe weather outbreaks in. Already looking like that in here in March. Looking like a few cold fronts come through, and possibly severe weather would be possible. I'll talk about it in a later on video. I plan on talking about it. Hopefully I can make this video today, but if not, I'll make one next week about it. Unless, if it changes, of course. But this area seems like it's going to be the most warm here in April. At least it's showing here. Or this whole area up here. It looks like it's going to be the most warm area. It looks like it could be a little cooler um, in Florida here, and then up toward this region, showing it's going to be a little cooler than normal. This is the reason why I moved the cold, because it's not showing as much down toward this region. It shows it's going to be actually a little more warmer than usual, so that's why I kind of moved the cold air a little more toward up here since last video's thumbnail. So it's showing to me quite cold up in this area, so we're going to watch that. Let's look at May here, and we see there's warm air that's still around this area. Here we're seeing very, very warm air continuing as we continue to see sometimes severe weather occurring around this region. It's going to be warm though here in May. We're going to look at our precipitation just a little bit after we got temperature. You see a little cooler in southern Texas here, as you see. And then you see cold air up toward this region. Very cold still showing for May. So we could still see cooler temperatures. But it looks like by June, by summer, it shows it's going to be warm toward this region. So, yeah. And then let's look at now June, and then we see most of the warm air actually moves a little more toward this region. Don't forget this is a little far out, so this could change. Um, But we see warm air back toward this region here. And finally that cold moving out of this area. Um, don't forget this is far out, so that could change, but right now it's showing it's going to be pretty warm by June, by almost the end of spring. So, now let's look at our precipitation forecast here, or their forecast. We're looking at April. So, we have warm air around this region, and then we have above average temperatures and above average precipitation. And this is the reason why I think there could be severe weather outbreaks, because it shows above average precipitation and above average temperatures, meaning severe weather outbreaks probably around this region here. As you see, it goes all the way from about Chicago all the way down to probably near Oklahoma City. It still goes all the way down to about Texas, but at least the darker greens, it looks like. Here, this is why I put severe weather outbreaks, because of this showing here, above average precipitation, and there will be warm air in the area where there could be severe weather outbreaks, possibly around this area in April. We'll probably see most of it around this area here. We could see severe weather up here too. It shows a little bit above average. Some areas are not above average, but some of these areas could see severe weather too. And then down here it shows below average precipitation, because it shows still below average. That's why I put very dry, because it's still showing it to be pretty dry for April for you guys. And then dry for this region over here too. Most of this region dry. Maybe a few spots above average up here. So yeah, let's look at May here. And we kind of see it goes a little more dry in May for the area here. Don't forget this is a little far out, so probably and will definitely change. But it's showing it's going to be a little more dry. We could still see severe weather, just not as much in May. Still think we could still see severe weather, but it'll be more likely we'll see probably severe weather around this region. You saw the temperatures were still warm around this region. We'll actually look back at it where the above average is. Real quick look back at the temperatures again. And you see this area is in above average temperatures, so we could see some severe weather around this region up here. For May, May more likely up here than this area. But still, you guys are in above average, so that's why you guys are in the above average, because it's showing most of the months of spring you're going to be in above average precipitation, so that's why I put you guys in above average in the thumbnail. And then above average near Florida, maybe just a tiny bit of above average for May, so but don't forget this is far out. And then below average for over here too. And then we move on to June, and we see that dry air moves out, and then we see some areas of above average. Here up toward this region we see above average still, so we can still see severe weather, but then we see above average down here, probably because hurricane season starts around this time, so that's why you guys are in above average. So you guys will probably start seeing hurricane season starting up here. We'll still probably have to watch for some severe weather around this region in June, because it's not going to be as dry as it showed in May, or not going to be as dry because May showed it's going to be dry in this region. Now in June it shows it's not going to be as dry, but don't forget this is far out, so it will probably change. But right now it's showing possibly above average or average temperatures in some of those areas. If you're in the darker greens, that means you're more likely for above average precipitation at this region here, but far out, so that's why can't say for sure about it. Now we're going to look at their Climate Prediction Center's outlook. So here's the 10-day temperature outlook. We can't actually see it for some reason. I don't know why it's not showing on here, but here's the 8 to 14 day though outlook. This is also on Pivotal Weather. If you want to go see this, it's in their forecast. And you guys push CPC outlooks, climate prediction center outlooks. 8 to 14 day outlook. This is their 8 to 14 day outlook. We're just gonna look at this real quick. Above average for most of this area here, as you see. And then cool air over here. And this could be set up for possibly severe weather for this region right in here. So we're going to have to watch for maybe some severe weather around this region here, starting up because of the cold front moves into that area, because that's the warm and cool air meet up, where there could be severe weather. So we're going to have to watch that in the next 8 to 14 days. We're going to have to watch this here. Here's the 1 month temperature outlook. This is actually February, so I don't know why they haven't updated it to March, but we're gonna look at the three month temperature though outlook. Here, this is from February to April, so we're basically looking at March and April, a little bit of February, and we see above average for most of this area. Hopefully they update this soon, but right now above average for most of this area here, so. Yeah, and then it shows below average up here, so kind of what we're seeing happen, or showing on the model we looked at. Let's look at the 6 to 10 day precip outlook, and we see this is 6 to 10. Above average for this area here, in the next 6 to 10 days, we could see possibly some severe weather, but I can't really look at the 6 to 10 day temperatures, so can't really say for sure. And then above average, and the most above average up in this area, where I put that above average precipitation area in, because their area isn't above average precip, as you see here. And then the 8 to 14 days outlook, above average, still in around the same area. I put the above average in my thumbnail. Also, if you notice where the cold air will be, we see there is some areas in above average, so we're going to have to watch for severe weather. That's something that's concerning to see where warm and cold air are, so that's something we're going to have to very much watch in the next 8 to 14 days for severe weather, probably around this region here. We're going to have to watch that, because it shows above average precipitation and the warm and cool air meet up around that region here. So we'll watch that very closely. I'll give you updates on severe weather probably. If we see any severe one next week, I'll try to update you as much as I can. 1 month, they're not showing their 1 month March. So this is February through April forecast, so 3 month forecast. Shows below average for down in this area, kind of what the models were showing. Above average for this area over here. I kind of think that should be a little more now, moved a little more up here. It's showing more above average up toward this region. So, but they have not updated to February or March to May yet. They still haven't done that, and they probably will soon, but they haven't so far. So I plan on making my actual official forecast next week. It'll probably be out late next week. I don't know if I'm going to do another final spring thoughts video, but I think this might be our final spring thoughts video. We'll see if we'll have one out next week right before my official forecast. I also expect to have my first summer forecast next week. It's going to be quite early, but I'm hoping to have that out next week for the first forecast. And hurricane season too, talk about that. But thank you though guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And also thank you guys for 180 subscribers. We're so close to 200 subscribers. I'm so surprised. Yeah. Thank you though guys for watching, and see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.